Should Harry and Meghan stop making TV? 0207 862 2222 is the number. Give us a call, Meg. The Sussexes have signed a new Netflix deal. It's worth less than their last one, which was thought to be about £74 million over 5 years. The 6-part series, Harry and Meghan, is Netflix's 5th most popular documentary series of all time. Let's remind ourselves of the show.
I wonder what would have happened to us had we not got out when we did.
Our security was being pulled. Everyone in the world knew where we were.
I said, we need to get out of here. We are on the Freedom Flight. To see this institutional gaslighting.
But I wasn't being thrown to the wolves, I was being fed to the wolves.
Wow. Well, there isn't another tell-all style programme like that on the cards, but season 2 of the Duchess's lifestyle show, With Love Meghan, is expected later this month. There's also an upcoming documentary by the couple's Archewell production company on orphaned children in Uganda. Quite the mix of content there. Do you think we've had the best stuff, Marvyn?
No, I think there'll be more to come. I think that stuff was in demand because of how urgent it was, and there was a lot of great areas in terms of us understanding what their experience was. But this deal sounds like a really good thing for them. The fact that they've been able to make content and it be some of the most successful stuff on the platform, and everybody loves Netflix. So I feel like that's a great sign. But I think the next stage is like, can they grow beyond their personal story and continue, which is a challenge I'm sure they will rise to. But the idea that the deal is a downgrade, the deal is reflective of the actual content environment as of today. Between 2015 and 2025, there was a massive boom in content.
Not talking about the royal family. Is anybody going to be?
Well, clearly she has a lifestyle show that is doing incredibly well, and it picked up lots of press as a result. I think the incorrect framing of it somehow being a failure is a part of why they're going to always be a success, because there's going to be a group of people who look at how they're spoken about, how they're treated, and realise that they're being targeted unfairly. The content is great and it's being consumed and it's growing.
I watch television. Dawn, are you going to be watching?
No, I don't watch anything they do unless I'm actually being paid to watch it for work, so I have to talk about it or write about it, to be honest with you. I don't actually care whether they make any more TV or not. I do agree with you. I think all the time they were talking about the royal family, people were going to watch it. But I don't care if she's wafting around a kitchen doing stuff with flowers. Although, must admit, marginally interesting in the Christmas special she's going to do. How do you do a Christmas special when you have no grandparents, no cousins, no aunties, no uncles, no family around the
She does on her own
table?
side. She has her own family.
Yeah, right. No, she doesn't talk to her dad, her sister.
You send great Christmas cards, is the answer to that. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to be taking your calls on this after the break. Should Meghan and Harry stop making TV? New multi-year deal with Netflix. More of their content hitting our screens soon. Season 2 of Meghan's show, With Love, has already been confirmed. Lulu's in County Durham. Are you excited, Lulu?
Oh, yes. I'll be honest with you. I've not watched her programs because obviously I'm busy and stuff like that. But I cannot help but notice how the media continues to behave like an addicted narcissist who's completely obsessed with this girl, to the point where when there's almost nothing to report, you stalk her and scout for any imperfections in order to fix your low. Because no matter what she does, no one's happy when she's reflective. And by the way, I love the fact that she's not responded or gone, out to kind of react on what people are saying. People wanted her to leave. Okay, she left. She did her own thing. She's doing her own thing. It's still not good enough. Do you know what? It will never be good enough for anybody, because
okay, Lulu,
I think people should get off their high horse now.
Lulu, without the controversy, would anybody be watching her Netflix series about flower arranging and things?
Oh, yeah, you'll be surprised. There's a market for everything these days. A lot of people.
But would it be as popular, anywhere near as popular, if she was the woman from Suits who chose to do flower arranging?
Oh, yes, because actually Suits may not have been watched by, as many people as want to know about where she is now at the moment. So I say, yes, people will watch her, and yes, she'll get the numbers high. Partly thank you to the media for this obsession, because now people are more interested. So you think you're putting her down, but you really are not putting her down. You're absolutely marketing her and advertising her. So thank you. Meanwhile, she's making money, and many of us are not. So, hey, go girl.
Lulu, I love
That's all
you.
Lulu, we're all part of her marketing programme and, you know, I'm sure it's going to make it very successful. But you will be watching. You'll be watching everything that comes out from that deal, do you reckon?
Because of you now, I am definitely tuning in, and I'm going to be using my TikTok to completely post and forward stuff. So thank you.
Well, I look forward to receiving the cheque from Meghan and Harry. I'm doing my job here. Let's take another one. Thank you, Lulu. Terrific call. Lee's in Monmouthshire. Lee, are you going to be watching Netflix to catch this fabulous content?
No, I can't in those channels, to be honest with you. I've got no interest in the pair on, being perfectly honest.
OK.
I'm not a boy. I'm a loyalist. I've supported the world all my life. But I've just got no interest in these people. But it's not for me. That's my personal opinion.
Lee, I've got a horrible feeling you're talking to us from inside your bath. It sounds like you're underwater. We're going to have to leave you. But it sounds like you were saying you got no interest. Anyway, Tony's in Hampshire, hopefully not underwater. Tony, are you going to be watching?
Well, I may well, because I'm not a hater at all. But I remember this, actually. I just remember being in Dubai in '97 and watching Diana, Princess Diana, on the boat with Dodie, and how all the British public were hating Diana, starting to hate her. She died, and then everybody loved her. And before she did die, I remember she very famously said about the royal family, they want her to go away, but she won't. She said that in an interview.
Tony, is what you're doing by watching them, is that you showing support for that alternative view of the monarchy? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a really dangerous manipulation of the public that's happened here. The same that happened with Diana. I think that there's a big audience for the Meghan and Harry than the media would want you, and the royals would want you to see. I'm also fascinated that Channel 5, and I probably won't get invited back on again. I'm really fascinated that every documentary that Channel 5, runs, it's always very positive about Charles and William. And even though allegedly, William, on social media, everyone knows the stories about William on social media, which I won't repeat, but it's very biased. I always sometimes feel like there's a deal being done with the royals, with their aid to promote positively Charles, William, Camilla, and Catherine, and do the opposite with Harry.
I haven't carried out a thorough audit of Five's output, so I couldn't comment on that particularly. Interesting, though, Dawn, what Tony's saying. What Tony's saying is that we are being manipulated. We are being manipulated into hating on Meghan and Harry. Is that the case, or are we being manipulated into watching this content that's going on Netflix?
The way the media works, and I've worked in newspaper for a long time, the way the media works is you give what people want. You won't sell newspapers, you won't sell a TV programme unless you deliver what the public demand is there for. That is true. I've worked in newspaper for a long time, that is true. If you don't put on the front page of your newspaper what sells, you're not going to have a newspaper for much longer. So the fact that the royals are on page one of a newspaper, whether it is Harry and Meghan, whether it was Charles and Diana back in the day, it's because they sell. It's because the public are interested.
Well, why does a newspaper, though, have to adopt a stance? Why does it have to be either pro-royals or pro-Harry and Meghan? Why can't it represent both points of view?
Because, as you know as well as I do, you have to have an opinion. For Marvyn and I to sit here and go, well, actually, I agree, that's a great thing.
Well, we can form our opinion based on the information.
Yeah, but that's not a show. But absolutely, but you have to have a point that, that you're trying to reflect your audience. You're trying to reflect whether it's a reader or a viewer. You're trying to reflect your audience, and it's very easy to pick up on what your viewers think, and you simply feed it back to them.
Do you not think? I mean, you've interviewed Diana.
Yes, I did.
In the past, and you saw how that terrible, tragic story. Wouldn't it be great if we got a different result this time? If we could actually allow those people to live their lives out in peace?
Well, they should maybe then stop telling their story, like with the Oprah Winfrey interview. Maybe stop telling.
7 years
They're the
ago.
ones monetising their experience. They started doing that.
Well,
so
they were
didn't have to
defunded,
do that.
so it is really important that they find a way to live. They're actually doing it
Absolutely,
by creating
no, I
content,
feel
not
they
constantly selling titillating stories. The actual extended royal family that have come from Prince Andrew and the other women, the Fergusons and whoever's, those people have had to try and find a way to maintain themselves.
Spare was full of sensational facts, Marvyn.
Say that again?
Spare was full of sensational facts. You can't say they haven't monetised private conversations.
But trying to say you're monetising your story when it's your story, and because people are willing to pay for your story, is not actually accurate. Okay. I think more importantly, just very quickly, just to even question whether her story or her presence has value, when we have Gwyneth Paltrow, who's got a similar style show on Netflix called Goop Lab, what's the interest in her greater than what? Because of Coldplay or because of her acting? So as far as I'm concerned, she has a lot of validity in her story and the ability to sell it if she chooses.
Let's take another call. Sophie's in Berkshire. You're going to be watching Netflix, Sophie, for all of this stuff, all of the content that's coming out as part of this deal.
No, I find that my life is slightly more interesting than watching Meghan's life. And to be honest, I think if she hadn't have got involved with the royal family and all that controversy, would there be as much interest in Meghan and all these other things? Yeah, she was in Suits, but no one else really knew about her, really. And I think to get a better support network for Harry and Meghan, if they did more publicity about the charity work that they do and giving back, that maybe that could change people's opinions.
Okay,
and
so
they've got loads of money.
Part of this is, and I don't know the details of it, part of it is a documentary about kids growing up in Uganda. So you could argue there that they are using their power to shine a light on a situation that needs awareness and needs change. That's not a good thing, is it?
I think they have to be more selective about what they're putting out there and it looking good, but being bombarded sometimes with, Meghan this, Meghan that, and then Channel 5, putting these thoughts into our heads that it's all negative, and then we watch all these things that it looks as though they're trying to be money grabbing. They need to sort of counteract it, which I get, that's what they're doing with this, feeding the poor and things. But they need to be doing more of that, I think, now. Okay. And it might change people's perceptions.
It certainly seems like they've, in terms of the content, they have turned a corner. They're not talking about those relationships with the royals. They're talking about what's their passion, what matters to them.
Yeah, I think it is. But I think after a while, people do get a little bit, not Harry and Meghan again. And it's too much at the moment. And it's just, enough.
Well, we've got years of it coming, Sophie, so brace yourself. Listen, thank you for that call. Thanks for all your calls. Vanessa is...